I knew it was Tolliver.
Chapter 7. The Interrogation of Hiram Tolliver. Still unconscious, Mr. Tolliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair. His hands were bound with rope, his feet tied with some loose string.
Oh my goodness.
The kids huddled in a circle, discussing their plan. One thing was certain, they couldn't just let Mr. Tolliver go. They needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house. After some deliberation, it was decided.
Good cop, hard cop.
They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop interrogation. Rollo brandished a steely gaze. I've got this. Read about it 100 times. Rollo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver. Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Well. Yeah, the game is a bit naughty. There are some naughty words in there. Hi, Uber. Hi. I love that. How you doing? Well. Mr. Tolliver.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless. Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
You're good, how am I? I'm really good. I'm busy, but all in a good way. And this game looks adorable. It's cute and creepy. It's cute and creepy. The narrative is very dark. But we're just these like cute little animal kids doing our best to figure shit out, you know? Mr. Tolliver?
Beck and Luca gave each other an unsure glance. Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
I said, Mr. Tolliver?
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head. He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
I mean, we've tied up one of our neighbours, and we're currently interrogating him, as you do. What in the world?
The chair wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
So you've got your little Ned Flanders type character here. I'm not going to try and do Ned Flanders, but, you know. Who's there?
Mr. Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I'll be asking the questions here, punk. Now, hold on. Let's just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. As for you, looks like you're sweating.
The doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
We can do this my way, or let's just say, I've never needed another way.
Rollo, hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall. He slammed the table again.
No, you little gosh darn annoying neighborinos. Oakley dokley. Yeah, exactly. It is a bit like a Ned Flanders type character, isn't it? Now dance! What? I don't even...
Mr. Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
Hey, you tied me down. How on earth could I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk! Spill the beans! What are you doing poking around this house? I'm here to help Juniper. To make sure everything's ready. Oh, so you're in cahoots with Gran? Gran?
Mr. Tolliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
Gonna help her blow up the festival, eh? Blow up the festival? Good lord.
He shook his head, feeling more and more dizzy.
Yeah, lesson learned, never get in trouble with me. I'll have you. No, you've got it all wrong. Where is she now? She's headed to the source. Source? What's the source? It's where
His voice faded to a whisper.
the town began. Where it all began. What is Operation Sparkplug?
With that, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold.
Oh, God damn it!
Rollo swung around with a repentant grimace.
Damn, Rollo. I think you went a little too hard on him. What did he say about the source? It's where the town began. We need more information. Yeah, but we'd better not push Mr. Tolliver any further. Is there anyone else who might know more? What about the History Museum? It just got set up for the festival. No, the tent was put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves. Is there anything more reliable? The library? If there's any information about this source thing, Kato can help us find it. I think I called him Cardo last week. Kato? Cardo? Doesn't really matter. Let's go get some answers. This is a dang nice library. Thanks, we worked hard on it. Aren't you a little young to be a librarian? Oh! Cardo hung out here so much that they eventually just gave him a set of keys. I just keep an eye on the place for Miss Novak sometimes. They got you working for free? It's quiet and I get access to all the books I can read. What more could a person want? Fair enough. What can I do for y'all? We need a favour. I already told you and Rollo. I can't put any higher on the wait list I can't put you on any higher on the wait list for the next Tankatomic. And if you're here with more candy, I have, I can't be bought. Call it a personal code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? That's the thing. We sort of don't know. What do you got on the history of the town? There's the county record archives? What's in those? Births, deaths, newspaper clippings? Stuff like that. Pretty boring reading. But they'll do all the way back to when the town was founded. Great, guess we'll start there.
Chapter 8. 6 feet under, 3 towns over. The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance. Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered. Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos. Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
If I have to read any more records, my eyeballs are gonna pop. We have to keep digging. If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up in one of these Assanine death records. How does Rollo even know that word? Rollo Cotter lived a full and wonderful life till he read so much boring crud that his brain oozed out of his ears.
Rollo shut his book with an assertive nod.
If you've got a better idea, spill it out. Vicky can really read today. I said spill it out instead of spit it out. You sound like my sister. Keep pushing your luck, pal. And it won't be boring county records that kill you. I'll put you out of the obituary. I'll put you in the obituaries myself.
Rollo muttered under his breath.
You're a county record. Really? That's the best you got? When I'm done with you, you'll be the footnote in history. Just like...
Beck slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing down to read.
J. Hartford's here. I'd love to see you try. Hey. We're all a little tired here. Let's just take a minute and...
Something tickled the back of Luca's mind.
Wait, what was that name, Beck? In the obit? J. Hartford. From the Brookville Tribune 20 years ago? That can't be right. What is it? J. Hartford. That's my grand's name. Juniper Hartford. Maybe there were two J. Hartfords? Mrs. Hartford is survived by her young daughter E. Hartford? My mum's name is Eleanor. Okay, this is getting creepy. If your gran is 6 feet under, 3 towns over, then who am I living with?
The question hung in the air.
This game. Alright, gang, I gotta close up for the night.
Beck rubbed her eyes.
How late is it? It's almost 10. Oh crap, Pa's gonna kill me. I gotta go. Yeah, my parents will be worried sick. Okay, let's meet up early as we can at the festival tomorrow. What are you gonna do about your unconscious man in the basement? I'll think of something. Who was on the phone? I know, right?
Luca's heart was pounding as he approached the house.
Who is he living with? Maybe that's not his gran at all.
If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet. And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up and unconscious in the basement.
Oh.
Dealing with him would be the first order of business. Luca shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering.
Oh.
He held perfectly still, tempering his breath, and listened closely.
Is she asleep?
She was asleep. His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
Good morning. I fell asleep and woke up raided over a few times to get here. Oh my gosh. Well, welcome. Good morning, I guess. Oh, Mr. Tolliver's gone. Who did you start with? You've ended up here, so welcome. Who did you start with? Oh no!
Mr. Tolliver was nowhere to be seen.
Okay, maybe he woke up, escaped from his bindings, and left without a trace?
Or maybe Gran knew everything.
What do I do?
Luca's hungry stomach groaned.
Oh, don't eat the jam.
Not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Oh gosh. Okay, I can figure this out. Need a little brain food.
Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars, unscrewed one, and shoveled a handful into his mouth.
I'm afraid your jam delivery will be delayed. Oh, she said not the jam. I know, I was like, don't eat the jam.
He flipped the lid to read the label.
Mr. Nuncreed. Okay, now I can think. So if Gran knows we tied up Mr. Tolliver, I'm screwed. If she doesn't know, then I need to play it cool. How can you say no to the jam? It's because we thought the jam was bombs. I mean, she's making explosive jam. I guess the only option is to go to bed and act as if nothing's wrong. Gran will think Mr. Tolliver finished what he was sent to do and left when he was done. Yeah, there's something fishy going on with that jam. Hey Lone Jedi, welcome in. Okay, we're done here. We need to go back upstairs. Whoops. Back upstairs. Oh gosh. I'm stuck in this cycle. Can we move that back? No, there's a whole like load of jam here. Fishy, maybe they're making some Worcester sauce. They're not making Worcester sauce. Can't spell the full Worcestershire. 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 Gran's gone. Gran? Oh, okay, stick to the plan. Go to bed and play it cool. Worcestershire.
As Luca climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him.
Oh, I can say it. I just can't spell it to save my life. It's WORCESTIRE. Worcestershire.
With each consecutive step, his legs weakened.
Yeah.
His stride began to falter. He tried to grab for the railing to steady himself.
Uh-oh.
Something was wrong.
It's the jam. Come on, legs. Just a few more steps.
Luca groaned
The jam!
and tried to move.
The jam!
His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground.
He ate Mr. Nuncreed's jam. Mr. Nuncreed's jam is definitely like a sedative, for sure.
Through numb lips, he mumbled just before falling asleep.
That jam is the bomb. The jam. It's the jam. So the one for Ms. Fratelli had a note in it. The one for Mr. Nuncreed, I think, is sedative jam. Spanish fly jam? I don't know what that is. Uh-oh, Gran's gonna find him. Sweet boy! What did you get yourself into? Oh no. She knows we ate the jam. Rest now and let me handle everything. Damn it, she's gotta know we ate the jam. Gosh darn it.
Chapter 9.
Chapter 9. Is this the furthest that we've got in the story? Is chapter 9 the furthest we've got? I think it is.
To end all speeches. Luca awoke to find himself face down in bed. He moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug him? Or rather, why was she trying to drug Mr. Nuncreed?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Shaking the questions from his woozy head, Luca snapped back to the matter at hand.
The festival! I've just been left alone. Okay. For welcoming Kiki, I'm gonna go and check on my dad's grave because I like to do that. I do like to check on the grave. This is where we started the game. It was very sad. If you're planning to play this game, there is major spoilers. So I will say now that if you don't want the game spoiled, then look away. Where have you been? Gran put something in the jam. Yeah, we know. Secret messages for secret conspirators. Not this one. This one was intended for Mr. Nuncreed. It put me to sleep. Whoa! Sly devil. I think she's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything? We looked around but haven't seen anything odd. Your Gran is nowhere to be found. But Mr. Nuncreed is just loafing about, waiting for the speech. What speech? Megus just got up to the podium. Everyone is gathering at the stage. Let's get moving! Oh wow.
Augustus Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
Is this thing... hello, Beacon Pines. I'm Augustus Valentine, your mayor, and, I suppose you already know that. Oh yeah, before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. This town wouldn't be where it is today without my father, Sharper Valentine. So I thought we could begin with a round of applause befitting such a great man. And even more than the old codger deserved.
Gus cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
You love all the voices? I do try. If you like these, then you'll probably enjoy my playthroughs. I've got some collections in my VODs. Lost Nova and Backbone were two really good ones that I did voices for, even if I do say so myself. So if you'd like more voices, then go and watch Lost Nova and Backbone and enjoy the voices there. Awesome. Gus cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie. Right, where was I?
William Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
Gus Valentine, everyone!
He gave Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
Let's hear it for our mayor. What a great turnout. Aw, heck, I didn't prepare anything, but I suppose I could say a few words. Would be a shame to waste such a beautiful podium.
Mr. Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
Community, conviction, commitment. These are the things we celebrate at Perennial Harvest. For us, these are the pillars of the bridge to a better tomorrow. But I think it's time to add a new pillar. Change. Change is a powerful thing. It's inexorable, unavoidable, and undeniable. And I am daggum thank you for it. What? Dadgum thankful for it. Dadgum thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all together today. It's hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago when fate brought me here. A simple business trip which brought me to a small town which would change my life forever.
Mr. Kerr took a moment to survey the crowd.
You know what?
He wiped away a single tear.
From the second I set foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place has held me captive. You see, change represents opportunity. It represents potential. It was change that helped me recognize the potential of this place. To see that the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still held on to the things that made them special.
He thumped the podium to emphasize each word.
Community, conviction, commitment. Change.
Mr. Kerr nodded confidently, biting his lip. The crowd was silent in rapt attention.
Fate made a perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community. And Perennial Harvest is a community first and foremost.
Mr. Kerr methodically made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
The only way you made it through the foul harvest was an unshakable conviction. A conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Perennial Harvest was founded on the conviction that we are that horizon. This festival is a symbol of our commitment to each other.
His voice began to build to a crescendo.
We now walk hand in hand into a future we will shape together. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I'm tickled pink that we'll all be making that choice together. How great is that? Just imagine what we can accomplish. What was that?
The crowd began to look around nervously.
Don't worry, a little thunder isn't going to ruin this day. Everyone remain calm.
Mr. Kerr quickly flicked through his note cards.
I think someone just used the jam. I think so. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, through all my travels, I've learned one true thing. One always reaps what they sow. We have all planted a lot of good in this town. And so, it is with a happy heart that I can proclaim.
He raised his hands up to the heavens.
A harvest awaits!
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd,
not
instantly
again.
freezing everyone and everything it touched.
Not again. Not again!
For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest of time. The end.
The end. Hey, Chippy!
There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything.
It does.
Maybe we should just quit?
No?
Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again.
Alright.
No, I don't mean that.
Well, I think that is a great time to take a break. What do you reckon? Shall we leave it on a little cliffhanger?